Can you feel a tick on you? I get asked this question all the time. I'm Dr. Cameron. This is part of a Common Sense Lyme Disease series. I'd like to discuss the stealth of a tick bite. The short answer is you often can't feel the tick on you, whether it's a nymph or an adult. Sometimes you can. Most people are surprised when they find a tick that they didn't feel the bite, didn't feel it walking on them. The size of the tick matters. The nymph is the one that's the most responsible for Lyme disease just because you can't see it so easily. It's something that you can't really feel very well, or you may not feel it at all. It can often go unnoticed. It can be in places that you wouldn't suspect. The adult tick is also a problem. I have patients with adult ticks. They're surprised that a tick that size could lead to Lyme disease. Now, the frustration part of Lyme is that you start with a nymph, and during metamorphosis type process, you'd think you should get a butterfly, but no, you get an adult deer tick. Now, why ticks are painless? Well, one is the saliva has an anesthetic in it that acts like anesthetic, so you don't feel it. It numbs the area, and it prevents inflammation and an immune response, at least at the time. Later on, you can get some inflammatory process. You might see it after the bite, after it's just been removed, and you may not even see the tick. When might you feel a tick? Sometimes I have patients that feel it on sensitive areas of the body, but oftentimes they don't feel it even in those areas. Tick checks are important. There's multiple areas of the body where you should check for ticks. You might not notice them behind the ears, the groin, the waistline, between the toes, but you should really be looking everywhere because they can be in rather obvious locations. The final reminder when it comes to tick checks is that you should be aware that ticks can bite you if you're outside, if you're active, but you should be surprised how many people aren't really outside. They think they're not exposed, but the dog brings it in, or they might be touching grass or touching some kind of leaf matter on their way into the house. So they might be at an event where they hadn't thought about it. So be careful when you're exposed to ticks at all. Do tick checks. Throw your clothes into the dryer. I always like to vacuum the couch before sitting on that, and I try to advise people not to invite the dog into their bed to bring ticks in with them, because you might be sleeping and you don't feel that tick crawl on you and bite you, and you wake up to a surprise with a tick bite. And if you have any questions or feel something's not right, you should consult with a doctor. So thank you for joining me for this Common Sense Lyme series. Have a good day.